straighten up that frame, and I think we got it. Hey everyone, we're back. This time we're in the 90s. What's this? I painted my nails pink? Oh yeah, pink was my favorite color as a kid. In fact, when I was a little girl, it was actually my dream to live in a pink house. I was a little obsessed. I was born in the 90s, and I grew up in the 90s, and to me, the 90s were just so awesome. Oh my god, some of my fondest memories was when my dad used to take me to the movie store. Whether it's Blockbuster, Jumbo Video, C+, and a couple of other small businesses. Like seriously, like almost every corner store had a movie rental area. Even the grocery store had a movie section, and I would go straight there, or at least until my parents called me. I was a kid, I couldn't really go anywhere without my parents. And like I said, I grew up on films. But yeah, that's what we're here to talk about. Film. I'm doing another top 20 because some of the best films came out in the 90s. And hopefully you agree on the majority of my picks. Or if not, you know, that's nothing I can do. And keep in mind, this is all just opinion, okay? I'm not saying these are the greatest films ever, but these are just my picks, okay? Before we get to the list, what was another thing about 90s that was awesome? Technology was okay. Oh, catchphrases. I know you are, but what am I? Psych! I'm rubber and you're wood, and whatever you say bounces right off of me. Talk to the hand, because the face don't want to hear it. Pull my finger! Okay, it wasn't a catchphrase, but it was more like a joke. Okay, let's get to the list. And here we go.
Red-Blooded American Girl. I don't know if any of you ever heard of this film, unless you're one of those movie lovers who love hidden gems or recall watching it on the movie channel as I did. Red-Blooded American Girl is a Canadian horror film that takes the vampire genre in a fascinating turn. It's a virus that causes people to crave blood while increasing their sexual urges.
Look, you're a nice guy. If I were you, I'd leave this place too.
Paula is bitten by someone infected with the virus. As a result, she herself becomes infected.
Well, that hardly touched the science.
A scientist, Owen, is trying desperately to find a cure in hopes to save Paula.
I have a plan. I might be able to help you.
If I stay with you, I'll hurt you.
Vampirism exists. It's not just a mythology, it's an actual virus.
Christopher Plummer is in this film, and maybe a few actors that you may recognize. I actually managed to find a physical copy of this film, but it was part of a 4 DVD pack. Now I just wish there was a soundtrack. I don't hear many people talk about this film. It truly is an underrated film. Farewell, My Concubine. I was living in Gatineau when I came across this film at a movie store. I gotta say, it was a masterpiece. Farewell, My Concubine is a Chinese historical drama about two orphans, Cheung and his only friend, Duan Sha-Lu, who spent their youth performing a famous opera. The two boys grow up, still performing together, with Cheung developing strong feelings toward his childhood friend and scene partner.
到了坎节上，我俩手轮着撑在腰里，帮着提起。
这儿，
不的，
这儿，
这儿。哎呦，你别闹！
Things only get complicated when Duan marries a woman who used to work as a prostitute.
你瞧见了？
别走！你上哪儿去？
我上哪儿去？你管得着吗？不是，
师哥，师哥，你别走。
The story is about fallen friendship and betrayal. Farewell, My Concubine received critical response for political sensitivity because the film was set during the war between China and Japan. There is also themes of homosexuality and gender identity that's still considered taboo in China.
好剑！
又不上台，要剑干什么？
If you want to know more, check out Lily Birdsong's channel, Queer Stories. She goes into detail about the film, the opera, as well as the actor, Leslie Cheung. Just be warned, she does delve into heavy topics that may be triggering to some. I say watch her video if you can handle it. I'll leave a link in the description. In conclusion, Farewell My Concubine was an incredible piece of cinema. The Iron Giant. An animated film about a 9-year-old boy named Hogarth, who befriends a metal giant that came from outer space. The giant has a bump on his head, so he, as well as we, the audience, don't know where he came from and why he's on planet Earth.
Wow, my own giant robot. I am now the luckiest kid in America!
There's a federal agent, Kent Mansley, who is sent to town to investigate.
Hug! Hogarth News!
He quickly figures out that Hogarth may have information about the giant.
Gotta use the bathroom.
Hogarth is trying to hide the 50-foot giant, which leads to a lot of comedic moments.
No privacy! Sorry.
Another person who finds out about the giant is a guy named Dean. He runs the junkyard, which becomes the perfect place for the giant to hide. We understand that Hogarth wants to keep his friend a secret, but we also get Mansley's reason. Since the film takes place during the Cold War, that was a time where there was a constant fear of a nuclear attack.
All I know is we didn't build it, and that's reason enough to assume the worst and blow it to Kingdom Come.
I'm Superman.
By the way, the giant is voiced by Vin Diesel. The film has a great story with a great message. Is it weird to admit that I had a crush on Dean? I don't know. Maybe it's the goatee.
Hey!
Yeah?
You're right in the middle of the road!
Yeah?
All right.
Nobody's Fool. My dad recommended this film to me, and I can see why. Paul Newman makes another appearance, this time as Sully, a stubborn, smart-mouthed, middle-aged man living in a small town.
Sully, you're on the sidewalk!
Up yours, Raymer.
When he's not at his construction job, he spends his time at a bar.
You know, Sully, you're the only guy I know still dumb enough to believe in luck. I used to believe in brains and hard work till I met you.
Then his estranged son moves back into town after he and his wife decide to separate. They have 2 kids, and one of them stays with his dad. This gives Sully the chance to bond with his son and grandson.
If you're not a father to me, how come you're a grandfather to Will?
Because you gotta start someplace.
Did you come to steal our new snowblower?
I've done it already, just about.
There's this funny running joke where Sully and Carl, played by Bruce Willis, fighting over a snowblower.
You know, I got one just like that.
Watch he and his son drug a dog as they commit a heist together.
My father walks out on his family when I'm a year old. All my life I've been waiting for him to show up and act like a father. So here I am, finally with my dad, together at last. Quality time, right? And what are we doing? Breaking and entering.
A laid-back film that doesn't need much. Just good characters watching them in their day-to-day lives.
You know, I think I'm getting too old for this job.
How come?
You're starting to look good to me.
I do that. I grow on people.
Paul Newman once again delivers a great performance. Alegria. Have you ever watched something on television and thought it was a fever dream, only to realize that it was real many years later? That was pretty much the case with me with this film. It reminded me of the times when my dad would take me to live shows. It truly felt like I stepped into a whole different world and leaves me enchanted, feeling like a child seeing the world for the first time. Cirque du Soleil is an actual performance troupe. They do music, magic, acrobats, and stage performances. The 1999 film is pure imagination. A middle-aged man, played by Mako, tells a love story between a street mime and a singer.
Something in his eyes, something in the eyes of the girl told me that nothing would ever be the same.
The singer is the daughter of the ringmaster of the circus troupe. The actor who played Frack, Rene Bazinet, who does clown, mime, and stage performing.
Even though we are worlds apart, I still taste your name on my lips. And your name is...
Cirque du Soleil first premiered in 1994 and are still touring till this day. If you haven't seen this movie or seen this circus live, I say go for it. Dunstan checks in. There seem to be a lot of family films that starred animals, especially the orangutan. And why not? They're very intelligent animals. One film that I watched a lot as a kid was the 1996 comedy Dunstan Checks In.
May I help you?
Lyles Hall. And Neil.
Welcome to the Majestic, Mr. Spaulding. Neil.
Let's get to work.
It's about an orangutan, Dunstan, who is owned by a shady guy who trains the orangutan to steal.
Hello.
The orangutan who played Dunstan, Sammy, retired after this film. It makes the most of the hotel setting, using the space for all kinds of gags. The owner of the hotel informs the manager that a critic will be staying at the hotel and will be awarding a 6 star. So there's pressure for the hotel and the staff for it to be tip-top shape, especially for the upcoming Crystal Ball. There's a lot of well-known actors in this film. Faye Dunaway, Jason Alexander, Glenn Sadix, and Paul Rubens.
Pongo Pygmaeus. We're dealing with a very smart animal here.
Despite not doing well in the box office, I still thought it was a funny film.
Why is everyone in this hotel always slapping me?
There was still one part that still cracks me up. I don't know. I just thought that part was hilarious because it was just so random. What was he doing before that? How much did this actor get paid just to do that one line? I don't know. These are the things I think about. Come on, don't judge. I got a weird brain. I don't think like other people. Mouse Hunt. My dad would take me and my sister to the films he wanted to see, and when the trailer for Mouse Hunt came out, the three of us went to see it on the big screen. A comedy film about two brothers, Ernie and Lars, going against a mouse. Yep, you heard right. A mouse.
It's just a mouse.
After their father passes away, he leaves his son his beloved string factory and an old house. Both brothers suffer from unfortunate events that cause them to become homeless. So they move into the house that their father left them. Lars and Ernie soon discover that the house once belonged to a famous person and already has a tenant.
Listen to me. A single vermin can bring you down. Believe me, I know.
This has to be one of the funniest films that I ever got to watch. Watching these grown men trying to get rid of this one mouse. No matter what they do, the mouse is just one step ahead of them.
God, I hate that
This results to the brothers hurting each other, or in some cases, themselves. Nathan Lane and Lee Evans make a good comedic duo. My dad, my sister, and I would laugh so hard. There's a lot of slapstick comedy. Sometimes I felt sorry for the two main leads, but at the same time, they're the ones who are trying to kill the mouse, and the mouse is just trying to defend himself. Another performance that made me and my dad laugh so hard was Christopher Walken, who plays a weird exterminator.
What's this? A slight calcium deficiency. It's interesting.
Ernie, there was a quarter in there. A quarter? You think so small, Lars. Look at the bigger picture. You have no home, you have no wife, you have no money, you have no discernible talents. How can you ignore that?
Ernie, it's Christmas. Instead of dwelling on what we don't have, we should be thankful for what we do have.
And without spoiling what happens, I will say it has one of my favorite endings in any film. Kikajiro. Directed and starring Takeshi Kitano, it's a Japanese drama film about a little boy who wants to visit his mother during the summer break. He asks his neighbor to take him, and the wife gets her husband, Kikujiro, to do it instead. This turns out to be a bad idea, as he spends the money his wife gave him for the trip on gambling. So now the two have to hitchhike and use other forms of transportation. Kikujiro is such a sleazy guy who uses tactics to get a free ride, even pretending to be blind. You can tell that the director has a sense of humor. The situations that these two get in will make you laugh. The director said that the character was inspired by his own father. That would explain why he has such a personal connection with the character. I love the film's cinematography. We see the countryside of Japan. And just like real life, things don't always go as planned. But that's okay. We can look back on moments like this and then say to ourselves, you know what? I did have a lot of fun. As Good as It Gets. A romantic comedy starring Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, and Cuba Gooding Jr. Jack Nicholson plays a novelist, Melvin Udall. He's known around the apartment that he lives in as being unfriendly and rude. He suffers from OCD, avoiding walking on cracks on the sidewalk, locking his doors, going to the same restaurant, and being served by the same waitress. At the start of the film, he tosses his neighbor's dog down the garbage chute and then lies about it to the dog's owner.
Hope you find him. Love that dog. You don't love anything, Mr. Udall.
Melvin makes it clear that he doesn't like anyone, especially his neighbor, Simon. When his neighbor is attacked in his apartment, the assistant, played by Cuba Gooding Jr., forces Mr. Udall to look after the dog.
Don't you do anything.
Where's the trust?
Melvin resents looking after the dog at first, but then when he sees the dog has a familiar habit to Melvin's, he quickly becomes attached. Meanwhile, the waitress, played by Helen Hunt, is struggling to raise her son, who is very sick. The neighbor, Simon, comes home from the hospital and finds out that he's broke. These three characters come together, forming a very unlikely friendship. In the middle of all this is the dog, Verdell.
You make me want to be a better man.
The film was a box office hit. It made over double its budget. Jack Nicholson won Best Actor award, and Helen Hunt won Best Actress award.
How do you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Perfect Blue. I wasn't affected by this film until I watched it maybe the third or fourth time. Perfect Blue is an anime psychological thriller directed by Satoshi Kon, who also directed Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika, Millennium Actress, and the television series Paranoia Agent, which, yes, I have seen. But I think his best was Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue tells the story of Mima, a famous pop singer who steps out of the music industry to become an actress.
Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you? Excuse...
She gets a role in a television series, and her fans are anxious to see their idol's debut. Mima gets a computer and discovers a website called Mima's Room that posts her daily life. Her manager, Rumi, tells Mima to ignore it and focus on her career. When Mima isn't working late hours of the night, she begins to feel paranoid that someone is stalking her, both on set and online. She sees that the website has posts that go into detail about things that only Mima would know.
What? This isn't true! I didn't write this! Of course you didn't. The real Mima is writing this.
Just like the main character, we're thrust into a world where we struggle to separate reality and surreal. Let me start by saying that Satoshi Kon was way ahead of his time. The way he showed the ups and downs of social media. Sure, we had MySpace, but Facebook didn't come around until 2004. Nowadays, it seems that everyone has a social media. We post pictures, videos, and leave comments on other people's posts. What makes Perfect Blue so terrifying is just how real it seems. If someone gets a hold of your social media, that's like stealing your identity. And for an icon or a famous person, it's especially scary when an obsessive fan has such an unhealthy attachment towards their idol.
You're the only one I can depend on.
Perfect Blue had a 2002 live-action version, but it hardly captured the same feel of the animation version. Perfect Blue inspired Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan. Even Requiem for a Dream referenced the bathtub scene. Ghost. Another film I watched a lot, even as a kid. I think a huge part of why I enjoyed this is the performance of the three leads, the late Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. Sam Wheat and his partner Molly Jensen move into their loft. The pottery scene was the film's most iconic moment. Sam is then killed by what seems to be a robbery gone wrong. With Sam now a ghost, he doesn't go to the afterlife and ends up staying behind.
Sam, hold on.
Sam?
The same smuggler who shot him breaks into the loft. Sam later finds out that his death was no accident, that someone had planned it, and Molly is in danger. Sam comes across a psychic lady, Oda Mae Brown, who can hear Sam. Sam tells Otome to warn Molly that she's in danger, but Otome is reluctant to help.
You're all I've got. Now, I'm not leaving until you help me. I don't care how long it takes, because I can talk forever.
And who can blame her? I mean, what would you do if a random voice told you to do something?
He's got an attitude now.
I don't have an attitude.
Yes, you do have an attitude. We're having a little discussion. If you didn't have an attitude, you would not have raised your voice to me, now would you?
The interactions between Sam and Otome are good. It's like she's really talking to someone that she can't see.
Molly, you're in danger.
Now, you can't just blurt it out like that. And quit moving around, will you? Because you're starting to make me dizzy. I'll just tell her in my own way. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Fun fact, did you know they originally wanted another actress to play Otome? But Patrick Swayze fought for his friend, Whoopi Goldberg, and even refused to do the film unless they cast her. She won Best Supporting Actress for this role.
Give her the check.
Even after Patrick Swayze's passing, Whoopi Goldberg was very sad and still speaks very highly of him. Ghost is a unique love story, showing the love that someone can have even after death. Jurassic Park. Director Steven Spielberg did so many epic movies, and I think Jurassic Park is definitely one of them. Based on the book by Michael Crichton, a very graphic novel full of suspenseful science fiction with some horror elements.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
John Hammond and his team of scientists were able to clone dinosaurs on an island. He selects a small group of people to tour the island and hopes to open up to the public as a tourist attraction.
What do they got in there, King Kong?
While the man behind this guarantees that everybody on the island is safe, the power goes out one stormy night, and the dinosaurs break loose. The dinosaurs definitely steal the show, and the special effects still hold up.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
One thing I never noticed until now is that Dr. Ian Malcolm was right. In both the film and the novel. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
In the novel, his famous line is, "You know, at times like this, one feels, well, perhaps, extinct animals should be left extinct."
Must go faster.
Of course, I saw this as a kid. There were some pretty scary moments. One scene that scared me for a long time was the Dilophosaurus. But in the novel, it's 10 times scarier.
I think we're back in business.
My favorite dinosaur had to be the raptors. Fun fact, the raptor sounds were baby dolphins. There are 7 movies in the Jurassic Park franchise, but the first one had to be the best in my opinion. The moment we see the first dinosaur, we go back to our childhood. Everybody had imagined something during our childhood. Dinosaurs, aliens, Ninja Turtles, Barbie. Jurassic Park captures that wonderment. The Rescuers Down Under. One of Disney's earliest sequels, the first Rescuers was made in 1977 and was beloved upon its release, but sort of been forgotten over the past years. And when you ask people about it, they would most likely say it was an okay film. It wasn't bad, just nothing groundbreaking. I'm surprised that Disney decided to do a sequel of The Rescuers, but I'm glad they did. The Rescuers Down Under takes place in Australia. A little boy named Cody befriends a giant golden eagle, the last of its kind. She immediately trusts the little boy after saving her life. A poacher, played by George C. Scott, wants to capture the eagle for profit. He kidnaps Cody, and the word is sent out all the way to New York City in America. It follows the same 2 main characters as the original Rescuers, Bernard and Miss Bianca. The two leads are given the mission to fly to Australia to rescue Cody. When they arrive in Australia, Miss Bianca and Bernard meet a kangaroo mouse, Jake, who becomes their guide. Jake is trying to put the moves on Miss Bianca, while Bernard is trying to pop the question, but constantly gets interrupted. The one character that steals the show is Wilbur, voiced by John Candy.
I've been skewered!
You can tell that John Candy had a lot of fun voicing this character. I know, the film is not a fairy tale, as Disney is most known for, but it has some similarities. Like in Cinderella, some of the animals talk, and some of them don't. But even then, the way they animated, we can clearly see the personalities of each of these animal characters. Take the eagle, for example, Marahute. When Cody asks Marahute what happened to her mate, we know what happened just by her expression. Speaking of Cody, I like this kid better than the kid from the first Rescuers. He's brave, smart, and extremely loyal to his eagle friend Marahute. Even when the villain tries to bribe Cody in exchange for telling him where the eagle's nest is, he still refuses to tell. Even the side characters have some screen time.
Hey, where did you come from? The desert?
Like that lizard Frank. He gets some pretty good laughs.
What do you got? Shoelaces. Oh.
The poacher's pet iguana, Joanna, has a lot of comedic moments.
These are not Joanna eggs.
I especially love that part with the eggs. It reminds me of one of those old comedy bits. Not only is the storyline done much better, but so is the animation. I mean, just look at it. It sucks that this film didn't get the attention that it deserves. It did gain a little more traction when it was re-released. It's still one of Disney's hidden gems. I hope more and more younger generations discover this film. My dad loves this film. I love it when I was a kid, and now that I'm all grown up, I love it still. Forrest Gump. I know a lot of people make fun of this film, even quote it from time to time.
Jenny and me was like peas and carrots. It happens.
What, shit?
Hello, I'm Forrest Gump.
I'm Forrest Gump.
My name is Forrest Gump.
The film opens to a man sitting at a bench at a bus stop. And when someone sits next to him on the bench, he tells whoever's listening about his life story. The film is told from the perspective of a man with a low IQ.
You can sit here if you want.
I had never seen anything so beautiful in my life. She was like an angel.
We get to see Forrest's childhood, his years in college as a football player, him joining the army, and his time after the war, all the way up to present time. The life of the main character takes place from the 1950s to the 70s and the events of American history. Forrest may have a lower IQ, but he has a big heart. Sometimes he's oblivious of what's going on around him. He sees the good in things and people and doesn't judge anyone by their appearance or race. In the center of it is Forrest and Jenny's love story that's woven into everything that happens, from their time apart to their repeated meetings.
Hello, Forrest.
There's a lot of people on the internet that have an issue with Jenny, even labeling her as a villain.
Wait, Jenny.
Forrest, you stay away from me, okay? You just stay away from me, please.
I'm one of those few people that don't hate her, but I can see why some people do. She does treat Forrest as an option, and she does lead him on, only to leave him again and again.
Why are you so good to me?
You're my girl.
I'll always be your girl.
The film doesn't just focus on Forrest and Jenny's relationship. We see Forrest and his relationship with his mother, his best friend Bubba.
My given name is Benjamin Buford Blue. People call me Bubba. Just like one of them old redneck boys. Can you believe that?
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
And Lieutenant Dan.
What am I gonna do now?
Forrest is a story of a simple man's dream of living a fulfilling life, being kind to others even when it's not always returned.
I didn't ask you to pull me out of there, goddammit you.
Seeing him giving back to the few people who are good to him will warm your heart.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
And it was the happiest time of my life.
This is one of Tom Hanks' greatest performances. Matilda. This was a film I've watched so many times that I can basically quote the entire thing.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
And you think that after watching it again and again, I'd grow tired of it. You'd be wrong.
Saved by the Bell.
Matilda Wormwood is a gifted child. Her family are totally blinded by their daughter's bright mind, and they are too busy to even raise her. So she ends up raising herself.
You know, sometimes I think there's something wrong with that girl.
Tell me about it.
Her only comfort is books. And I'm sure that many of us turn to something for comfort, whether it's reading, cartoons, or action figures.
These books gave Matilda a hopeful and comforting message. You are not alone.
Matilda wants to go to school, and her father, played by Danny DeVito, makes a deal with a customer who happens to be the principal of a public school. He enrolls Matilda in probably the worst school that any parent could pick. The school is run by a sadistic principal, Miss Trunchbull.
C, Mrs. U, Mrs. L-T-Y.
Miss Honey was a wonderful teacher and a friend to everyone. But her life was not as simple and beautiful as it seemed. Miss Honey had a deep, dark secret. Though it caused her great pain, she did not let it interfere with her teaching.
Matilda's teacher, Miss Honey, is the first adult who takes notice of Matilda's mind.
Very bright. A bright child? Yes. She can multiply large sums in her head. So can a calculator.
And does everything she can to nurture her gifts.
Standing in the middle of the ring because it's over.
You missed it?
Wait.
Matilda and Miss Honey become very close, even telling her young student of her past. The scene where Matilda and Miss Honey enter Miss Trunchbull's house, and Miss Trunchbull chases the intruders, had me at the edge of my seat.
Who's in my house?
I mean, what was she gonna do when she caught them? Slaughter them? Especially after she says this.
Some rats are gonna die today.
I'm great. I'm incredible. Michael, pencil and paper in the kitchen. Oh.
We sell some cars today, honeydew.
Did we?
The actors that play Matilda's parents are a married couple in real life. As I mentioned, that's Danny DeVito and his wife, Rhea Perlman.
I'm pulling it. I think your head swelled up really bad.
You put on the skin.
You're such a baby. Stop it.
5 is a fuse to the head.
5 is a fuse. What is that supposed to mean? Give me that.
Mara Wilson is one of those child stars that disappeared afterwards. The reason is that she wanted to focus on writing and art. Plus, her mother died in 1996. Danny DeVito and his wife took Mara in during this time. There was a 2022 musical that I haven't seen, and probably won't ever. So, don't bother asking.
My hair?
Army of Darkness. Little backstory. I saw Army of Darkness before I realized it was part of a trilogy. I seriously can't recall how I ended up watching this before Evil Dead, but here we are. As I stated, Army of Darkness is the third installment of the Evil Dead trilogy. It takes place right after Ash is sucked into a portal and winds up in the medieval times. In order to return to his time, he must retrieve the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. A wise man tells him that he needs to recite words before retrieving it.
Clatu, verata, nicto. Okay.
Well, repeat them.
Clatu, verata, nicto.
Again!
I got it!
And once our hero arrives at his destination, he forgets the words.
Clatu, verata,
And on top of that, he releases the army of the dead. Bruce Campbell does a great job portraying this smart-mouthed, dim-witted hero that has a lot of crazy shit happening to him. Even when he's on his way to the cemetery, he gets chased by an unseen entity, has little mini versions of himself torment him, and then has an evil clone, Evil Ash. Now that the army of the dead arises, Ash leads the kingdom to battle.
Say hello to the 21st century.
This movie is just great. It's so quotable.
This is my boomstick.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
You're going down. Yeah! I'm going up.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Look, maybe I didn't say every single little tiny syllable, no, but basically I said them, yeah. Give me some sugar, baby.
It blends horror, action, adventure, and comedy. Plus it has great visual effects, stop motion, and music.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
This is the film that made Ash Williams a household name. The fan following of Army of Darkness is huge. There are comic books, video games, a musical. There was a TV series, Ash vs. Evil Dead, that lasted for 3 seasons. Also back in college, when my class had to reenact a fight scene from a film for our stage combat class, my scene partner and I chose the fight scene between Good Ash and Bad Ash.
I'm Bad Ash, and you're Good Ash. You're a goody little two-shoes.
I was Bad Ash, and he was Good Ash, aka Goody Little Two-Shoes.
Little goody two-shoes.
I ain't that good.
Dances with Wolves. A 1990 Western epic directed and produced and starring Kevin Costner.
Put that in your book.
This film takes place in 1863, during the American Civil War.
Lieutenant John J. Dunbar? Yes, sir.
Lieutenant John J. Dunbar is assigned to a remote fort somewhere in the West.
The post is in exceedingly poor condition, and I have decided to assign myself cleanup duty beginning tomorrow.
Alone, he records his time at the fort in his journal. His only company is his horse, and later a lone wolf that he named Two Socks. He later discovers there's an indigenous man from the Sook clan, knowing there must be more somewhere nearby. After a rocky start, the indigenous people visit John Dunbar. Although there is a language barrier between the men, John, and Kicking Bird want to communicate. The more times the natives spend with John, the less hostile both sides become, and eventually they form a friendship. We find out a woman that among the Sook people is a white woman adopted by the Sook people.
Stands with a fist. I'm John Dunbar.
John Dunbar.
John Dunbar begins to question the propaganda about the indigenous people he was taught all his life.
I'd never known a people so eager to laugh, so devoted to family, so dedicated to each other. And the only word that came to mind was harmony.
It made $424.4 million, nominated for 12 Academy Awards, and managed to win 7 in 1991. There was supposed to be a sequel that unfortunately got cancelled. Even with all that, the film has received criticism over the years, such as the accuracy of the First Nations and how it portrayed certain groups. I don't think Kevin Costner's intention was to paint anyone in a negative manner. There were some native tribes that fought with other tribes. And I personally think it's still a very well put together film. The visuals are breathtaking, the story was wonderful, and the music composed by John Barry has become one of my favorite soundtracks from any film. My favorite scene was the fire dance, and the trance and feeling you get watching our main character embrace the indigenous culture. It's a long movie, but it's worth it. Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest P. Worrell was one of those fictional characters who was popular in the late 80s and early 90s. He's played by the late Jim Varney. His character started off in commercials, and then a TV series, and eventually starred in films. I believe there's a total of 9 films, and the one I'm going to talk about is his horror comedy, Ernest Scared Stupid. The film opens to Ernest reacting to old classic horror films. This segment alone was a lot of fun, and it gives the audience a clue of what to expect. We're introduced to Ernest. This time, he's a garbage man. From the start, we see that Ernest isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. I mean, he almost gets himself crushed inside the garbage truck.
I'm gonna be squished.
No, don't stick my head in those gears. It's me or you. And I have a family at the doll factory.
I'll send him a nice card.
You'll never get away with this, Ernest. I know where you live.
His silly demeanor will make both kids and adults laugh. He's a screw-up, but he does his best. He's determined and has many catchphrases.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Hey, hey, hey.
And there's also that funny laugh that he does. The neighborhood's kids' haunted house gets destroyed by the bullies, so Ernest and the kids decide to build a treehouse. Probably the coolest treehouse ever seen. And the tree they ended up choosing happens to be the burial ground of a troll that was buried 100 years ago. There's an old hermit named Old Lady Hackmore. She warns Ernest of the troll. Ernest's ancestor is the priest who buried the troll, and if he touches the tree the night before Halloween and says the magic words, the troll will be freed.
And if he ever gets loose, he'll go after the children first. And he turns them into little wooden dolls, which gives him his power. And that ugly little rascal is still alive down there. Bah!
And of course, not only does he tell him the words, but Ernest releases the troll. Ernest tries to warn the townspeople, but of course nobody believes him. Well, except for the children.
But Ernest saw something out of the tree, and he's never lied to us before.
An old lady Hackmore who tells him that he's the only one who can stop the troll. The troll has such a great design. There's snot and slime around its nostrils and lips. When I was a kid, I was scared of this thing. The troll, Trantor, wreaks havoc, going after children and turning them into wooden dolls. So it's up to Ernest to stop the troll from summoning his army of trolls. It's man versus troll. There's a really funny joke in this film, but I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen the film yet. There were plenty of great moments, each one getting funnier than the last.
Little did you suspect that I am a master of hedge clip keto, the secret oriental fighting art of Japanese gardener.
Ernest Scared Stupid reminds me how fun Halloween is. Every year, I find myself watching this film and discovering new things to like.
We're the ultimate, and you're not. You're in a world of it now, pal. Oh my, I'm afraid.
He has these segments where he plays a bunch of characters.
We'll never be hungry again.
Just shows us how versatile Jim Varney's acting skills were.
Thank you, 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 thank you.
The Hermit is played by Eartha Kitt, who is just as over the top as Ernest.
Back another day. You know, Rimshot, you're a cute little dog, but you are one ugly little kid.
Another character who doesn't get enough praise is the dog.
Now bring me the stick. The stick, boy. Bring me the stick.
Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year. I'm a big kid. I never grew up. I love to dress up every year. I even dressed up as Ernest back in 2019. And yes, that's a wishbone stuffed animal there. Anyone remember that show? Some people make it a tradition to watch movies around Halloween, such as Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin, all aimed at children. So next Halloween, add Ernest Scared Stupid to your list. Watch it with your kids, if you have any. Or if you're like me, watch it alone, and remind yourself just how fun Halloween can be. Beauty and the Beast. By far my favorite Disney film of all time. It was the one film that I did not own on VHS. But my cousin was the only one that I knew who had it on VHS, and I would bug her every time just to watch it. Every aspect of the story, from the characters to the songs, I adore. It's the closest thing that I can think of to a perfect film. The story is old as time, but in case you haven't heard of the classic of Beauty and the Beast, here's the story. A prince of a castle who was spoiled and had no love in his heart is transformed into a hideous beast by an enchantress and places a curse upon the castle and everyone within it. If he can learn to love and be loved unconditionally in return, then the curse will be broken and he'll turn back into human. He's given a rose, and once it blooms, the beast has until the last petal to find love. We are then introduced to Belle, the daughter of an inventor who likes to read books. The town's hero, Gaston, wants to marry Belle because she's the most beautiful woman in town. Belle's father leaves town, and after being attacked by wolves, he wanders into the castle and gets placed into the dungeon by the beast. Belle goes looking for her father and ends up in the same castle where her father's being held. She begs the beast to release her, even exchanging her life for her father's freedom. The beast agrees. Although this is the chance to find love, his time alone in his beast form makes him heartless and cruel.
I told her to come down. Why isn't she here yet?
And then after a few events where the beast saves Belle's life, both she and the beast lower their guard and open up to each other.
By the way, thank you for saving my life.
Unlike in other Disney films, the couple take their time falling in love. The beast ends up being the first person to really understand Belle and allows her to express her love for books. Belle's dream isn't to find a prince, but to find adventure and someone who understands her, and she ends up finding both in the last place she ever thought to look. The villain is realistic, and he doesn't start off as a bad guy. I mean, yeah, he's vain and boastful, but when he's humiliated, he resorts to deviant actions just to get what he wants. The moral of Disney's Beauty and the Beast is to look past one's appearance and see the beauty within. But it can also be a cautionary tale to people like Gaston, who look nice on the surface but are rotten in the inside.
He's no monster, Gaston. You are.
The audience loved it. The critics loved it. It was nominated for Best Picture, which, for an animated film, was a first. The film was re-released in 2002 with the song Human Again, which was cut from the original release. In fact, let's talk about the music. Both the score and the musicals were fantastic. They fit the story like a glove. The late 80s and 90s were Disney's renaissance, where they released new films almost every year and were commercial success. It's up there with The Little Mermaid and The Lion King. Back when Disney used handheld draw animation, nowadays they use 3D style and release live remakes of the classics. If you haven't watched it in a long time, why not relive the magic? And if you have children, watch this film with them. Share the enchantment.
Seiji Omisawa? Seiji Omisawa! That's amazing. This guy checked out all these books before I did.
Look, I want you to take the Joyce Ives case.
Are you serious? You took that woman's deposition. She's insane.
You just passed the bar in the state. There's time to work your way up, buddy.
Okay, buddy. Well, I was this close to being a junior partner back in Chicago. I happen to specialize in cases like Thomas's.
This isn't Chicago, right? This isn't Mr. Fancy Pants law firm. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you came to me looking for a position, and this is what it is. Take the goddamn Joyce Ives case.
You were my first friend. I mean, since I went to live with my aunts. They hated me.
Shh, do not think of them now.
But what if they find us? What if we don't make it to New York? I'll die if I have to go back to the way I was. They can't make me.
Nobody can make you do anything, James. If you do not let them. You are a brave boy.
Human tails. Humans don't have tails. They have big, big bottoms that they wear with bad shorts. They walk around going, "Hi, Helen!"
Here.
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Ah! Whoa! Hey, whoa, 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 whoa!
God's an astronaut. Oz is over the rainbow. And Midian's where the monsters live.
I've trained you to the point of death. If I leave you here, you die. Or you can be young always, my friend.
Girls, watch out for those weirdos.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Son of a bitch, Paul. Why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me! Suck my white ass, Paul!
You doing good in school, Ariana?
So what's going on in here?
It's Selena.
Who's Selena?
She's here for the Grammys.
The Grammys?
So, what do you think? Me either. Excuse me, miss? Excuse me? We don't need to dress.
Alright, without further ado, here's my top pick. Princess Mononoke. This is the film that started it all. It was the first film that I watched by Studio Ghibli and got me into anime. The story takes place in Japan during the Muromachi period. Ashitaka is the prince of a small village. One day, the village is attacked by a giant boar, a demon that's been possessed by some sort of evil. While Ashitaka fights the demon, he's seriously injured by the beast that leaves a mark on his arm. He's told by the elders that the mark represents the same curse that entangled the beasts, and the mark will spread and eventually kill him.
You cannot alter your fate, my prince. However, you can rise to meet it if you choose.
Ashitaka leaves the village, hoping to find a way to break the curse. On his travel, he befriends a monk, Jogo, who tells Ashitaka to head to the west of the mountains where the animal gods are. We cut to a group of travelers who are then attacked by giant wolves. Ashitaka manages to save a few men who manage to survive the cliff wall, and we're introduced to Princess Mononoke, a human girl who lives among the gods and was adopted by the wolf god Moro.
Would you be kind enough to grant us passage through your forest, little one?
Ashitaka brings the injured men to their home, Iron Town, run by Lady Oboshi. We learn that she was the one who shot the boar that used to rule the mountain, which turned him into a monster and cursed Ashitaka. Although Lady Oboshi could be considered a villain in this story, her reasons for bringing the forest down is to expand Iron Town and for her people. First off, I think it's pretty badass that a woman running an iron fortress and an army, she commands authority while still being a caring soul. All the men respect her. She saved women who used to work in brothels and gave them a job. She even helped those who lost their limbs from the war or disease and gave them jobs. And even though she has plans to kill the forest spirit, it's not out of revenge.
And Princess Mononoke will become human.
Princess Mononoke?
Princess of the spirits of ghouls, beasts, and ancient gods. The wolf stole her soul and now she lives to kill me.
The only character who has a vendetta is Princess Mononoke. But again, you understand why. She was raised by wolves. The forest is her home. She wants to protect it and the animals even if it costs her her life. The film has two kick-ass female characters, and it was kind of cool seeing them fight each other. And somewhere in the middle of the war between Iron Town and the forest is Ashitaka. He's determined to put a stop to this war and avoid any bloodshed.
Remember, you can't trust men.
The film is long, running over 2 hours. As always, the animation is top-notch, making the forest appear as if we stepped into a whole new world. The designs of the gods, and I especially love the character of Princess Mononoke.
I'm not afraid to die. I'd do anything to get you humans out of my forest.
Hayao Miyazaki was good at creating female characters in his stories, strong, and not afraid to fight for their beliefs, while still being human and needing comfort. If you're thinking of watching this film, just keep in mind there are some gory scenes, making it the most violent film from Studio Ghibli. I watched this film when I was pretty young, and I was a bit freaked out by some of the images of this film, and not just the bloodshed. Aside from that, it's an outstanding masterpiece. This is the film that left the biggest impact on me. My first cosplay was Princess Mononoke, and now my dream is to visit Japan and visit the Studio Ghibli Museum.
Life is suffering. It is hard. The world is cursed, but still, you find reasons to keep living.
I love this film. Even after all these years, Princess Mononoke still stands the test of time. That's why I chose it as my top pick. And that was my list. Hope you guys enjoyed it, because I really enjoyed doing this. I love talking about film. And as usual, if you have any recommendations, please share in the comments. Next video is pretty exciting because we're going to end up in the 2000s. A new millennium. And as always, stay classy. Wait, before you go, I remember one more catchphrase, okay? One more, I promise. Ready? This one's a doozy. Look up, look down, your pants is falling down.